Yoga is a philosophy. It originated in India and it has traveled throughout the world. It is a way of connecting with yourself, with your breath, and with your body. There are a lot of differences between working out and doing yoga. Working out can be great. Yoga is a different experience because while there's a physical element, and it's often very athletic and rigorous if you want it to be, you're much more interested in what's going on inside yourself. You're much more concentrated on your breath, your awareness, and how you're feeling. Yoga is about being centered. And if you were to judge a yoga experience, you would look at how you feel afterwards, calmer, clearer, more centered. The physical poses in yoga are designed to make you healthier, but they're also designed to loosen up tension in the body. Just living in today's modern world, you begin to accumulate tension that you need to find a way to release. Tension can get stored in all sorts of places, in the hips, in the lower back, in the shoulders, in the neck. And through gentle yoga poses, you can begin to release that. The biggest difference between a traditional workout and yoga is that we're interested in the body, but we're perhaps more interested in the mind and the spirit. The way a yoga practice is structured is that you become increasingly aware of subtle changes inside the body. You work out in a more gentle way, and you're perhaps working out mostly internally to gain a better awareness and a calmer vision. The yoga workout can be so gentle and adaptable that anyone can do yoga. People can do it ranging from children to senior citizens, to people with illnesses, to pregnant women, to people recovering from serious illnesses. A lot of times people think of yoga and they think of extreme poses. They think of people doing things like standing on their head or putting a foot behind the head or all sorts of fancy things. Those are yoga poses, but it's not necessary to get near those poses to say that you're doing yoga. Breathing, stretching, being centered, being aware, that's really what yoga is all about. Yoga originated in India and it spread throughout the world. Now, many more new kinds of yoga are showing up because people keep adapting it. There's different practices with different styles. There's different practices with lots of different styles. There's very vigorous yoga, there's also very gentle yoga, and there's a kind of yoga that's right for everyone. There are many different kinds of yoga. There's every kind of yoga from very rigorous, physical, fast-moving practices to slow, restorative practices to new kinds and adaptations that creative people are coming up with every day. There's a lot of benefits to doing yoga. Flexibility might be the most obvious one, but you can also get a strengthening workout. You can also have an aerobic experience if you want, or a very calming restorative one. But perhaps the most important benefits are not just the physical ones. They're yoga's ability to calm you and center you and to give you the ability to have a happier, healthier life. People often ask, how long does it take to get good at yoga? Well, getting good at yoga can mean a bunch of things. It can take years to learn some very difficult, advanced practices, but even in one session, you can begin to touch on the yoga experience. With a handful of breathing practices and some gentle stretching, you can have the yoga experience today. Yoga in bed came about through my own physical practice. I had, as a teacher, been teaching for several years and been extremely busy doing that. When I could, I took classes or practiced at home for a couple of hours. But there were many days when that was not possible, when I would do a few gentle stretches in bed in the morning, I'd come home tired from teaching and do a few more. And I realized that this practice had value. For most people, spending a few hours a day, several times a week, in a yoga studio or gym class isn't a possibility. But 10 minutes every morning and 10 minutes every evening is something they can do in bed. Everyone should do yoga in bed because it's so simple, organic, and natural. You probably already do a few stretches when you wake up in the morning, but if you make that more conscious, if you expand that instead of being 1 minute to 10 or 15, you'll see tremendous results. You'll find that areas of your body that were stiff, like your shoulders and your hips, will start to open up. You'll find that you'll have a more calm and centered attitude that will last you for the rest of the day. You'll find that by being focused, you'll have a clearer head and you'll be able to accomplish more of what you're trying to do. At the end of the day, you'll be able to release the tensions you've accumulated. You'll be able to let go of stress and you'll have a much better night's sleep.